Hello everybody, and welcome. My name is Helena from Gink Design, and I will be working tonight on this retro sideboard with Mint by Michelle products. So I've got this wonderful mineral paint that Michelle sent, and that's what has been used on this sideboard. So just at the finish, sort of the finishing stages. I've turned it round so you can only see the back of it. And I'm doing this little bit, which is behind glass doors. It's the middle. It is where I'm going to put lights in. I have bought lights. I'll show you them in a bit, maybe, if I have time at the end. I'm going to put lights in, and I'm going, hi, Amber. Hi, thanks everyone for joining. Yeah, so I'm going to try and finish it off, but obviously me being me, when I looked at it earlier, I thought I have decoupaged one of the doors and the sides looked a wee bit bare. So I thought, right, okay, I'm going to decoupage one of the sides. Hi, Georgina. Hi, Retro. Hello, Retro. Nice to see you. I'm going to use the Mint by Michelle mineral paint. So for anyone who joined me on the first live, I did a wee talk through of how to use mineral paint. And it is different, very different to chalk paint, but there is a way to use it. And once you know how to use it, you can get smooth finishes every time. 2 coats probably is enough. The yellow though, the yellow, like, no, it's not even the yellow. That wasn't even the yellow. The yellow Sundance, like, so all yellows, which are heavily pigmented, all yellows are quite difficult. So this yellow I found, if I did not undercoat, so if I was putting it straight on the dark wood, it took about 4 coats. If I was putting it on top of the grey, it took 2 coats, really. So that would be what I learnt when you're using these paints. If you're going to use the really pigmented ones, which would be the yellow, the green was fine, even though it's very bright. The green was fine. So what I'm going to do, again, you can see I've already started in there. So I'm going to lower you a little bit so you can see. And I'm going to, again, talk you through using mineral paint. Woo. Right, so use it down. Oh my God, I hate when I'm up close and personal. So tomorrow is St. Patrick's Day. And I'm Irish. It's a big day for us. Right, so you can see, now this is the back of the cabinet. I've taken the back off, and I'll show you what I did with the back. So I took the back off, and I have done a cool, isn't that so cool? So when you see I have mirrored, I have sort of done circles and stuff on top. So this will be in, when this is all painted, this will go back in, and then there's glass doors. When you look through the glass, this is what you see, and it's in the gorgeous colors of the mint mineral paints, the grey and the orange. So it's pretty funky. So that's what I did on that. And there'll be little doggies joining us, and that's what I do with all my cabinets. I take all my cabinets apart. So when I put them all back together, when you buy them, you get well, it looks like a factory, like a new piece of furniture. It looks, because you can't see any joint, you can't see, there's no paint gathered around the edges or anything, because I take the backs off. So I don't know if everybody does it. Hi, Amber. How are you? Right, so this is, I don't know if you've seen these before. Have you seen these? So this is a little paint can opener that I make these. I hand make them in a forge. I do blacksmithing as a hobby, and I sell these, and they're fantastic for any paint cans. These and Annie Sloan and Daydream Apothecary, they're all in cans, and my little openers go all over the world. So the last one I did went to Texas in the United States to a furniture painter called, can anybody guess? Can anybody guess who bought? Ooh. So again, when you use a mineral paint, line your tray with tin foil. When you finish with your paint, if you're going to go back and do a second coat, you can just wrap up your roller in the tin foil and it'll keep it moist. You don't have to wash out if you're doing it quite soon. Did anybody guess? Anybody guess which furniture painter wanted a handmade, a hand-forged one from me? Who lives in Texas? Her name begins with Q. Hi, Solly Joe. I'm just doing a wee bit of painting and a wee bit of decoupaging on Wednesday night because tomorrow is St. Patrick's Day, Solly Joe. So you might not see from me or hear from me for another week after tomorrow. I will be very stereotypically Irish. And I'll drink Guinness and green beer all day and sing songs to 3 in the morning maybe, and then I'll wonder why I did it, and I'll complain and I'll moan for about a week. So I'm going to try when I do this, so you can see I wanted to do this bit live because I said I struggled with the yellow on the wood, but as you can see the grey is full coverage. The grey is 2 coats straight onto the wood. The wood has been cleaned with TSP and it has been scuff sanded, and the grey is just going on. You can see yourselves. So these mineral paints are available from the Mint website and they come from Australia. So the 4 colours that I was sent were orange, yellow, green and grey. And I'll show you when I finish. I'm going to show you what it did with that. Then I'm going to decoupage the side of it. And that is, and then the lights, so put the lights in, put the back on. And then that, I have a couple of wee touch-ups. If I have time, I'm going to show you how to do that as well. I don't know if anyone does taping work, but I'm going to show you. We have a Stahlmeister roller. To get a smooth finish with mineral paint, invest in good rollers. In the UK, we have 2 Fussy Blokes, or we have Stahlmeister. And I use both, but more and more, I've been using the Stahlmeister. I just find they are flawless finish every time, and they wash out brilliantly, ready for the next day. They are great. So can you see that's 1 coat, and you can see how great it covered the inside there. Now I will have little touch-ups to do because I'll have to turn it around and look in from the front and see any little bits, any little edges or corners that need touched up. So I'll have to do that. But it is very, I must say, it is great to go straight onto the wood. Great adhesion. The grey is fantastic coverage. If you're going to use the yellow, then my advice is to undercoat first with a grey or white. Right, so I'm going to turn this around and show you. I'm going to turn it around and show you the front of it. And then you'll see what I mean when I say it felt a little bit bare. Woo. Alright, so this is the side I'm going to decoupage in a moment. And this is the front of the cabinet. So you can see that I have decoupage on one side of it. I'll lift these off. So you can see the top. I've got tools on the top, but I think you'll be able to see. And then on the top I have painted stripes. I have painted circles. I have done little retro designs inside the circles. So I have done a yellow stripe, the orange stripe, green stripe. Then I've done these circles. And this is the last one. This is a green circle. Oh, still stuff. Still a lot of things on top. So set these here. So I'm going to use them on the side. So I hope you can see how gorgeous that is. That's the green. Green's beautiful. I really love the green. That's the orange. And then the yellow. This is the yellow, you see, that needs another coat because I put that straight onto the wood. And so it's pretty cool, isn't it? And when I get, if you stay there, I'll get that piece of backboard again that I have done. And I'll hold it in place so you can see. So that's what it's going to look like. I'll open when you look in through the doors. And this is going to be like a little drinks cabinet, I thought, a little funky one. So yeah. And then the handles are going to be yellow. I was going to maybe do them black because the bottom of it's black, but I got a spray paint. So I used a spray paint. Now this is only one coat, so it'll need another couple of coats. But I got a really, really, really luminous yellow spray paint, and I'm going to use that on the handles. So it'll be really, really funky, really bright, really colourful. But as I say, this side I felt just needed something. So the paper I have chosen, this is Retro Woman in black and white. I have added all the colours, all the paint colours on top of her. And then this is Retro Woman in colour. So I'm going to put her on the side. And then hopefully St. Patrick's Day. St. Patrick's Day, then I'll be able to take a day off. Right, so that's what I'm going to do now. And if you're all happy to stay, I'm going to paint her in at the end. And you can watch the process up close and personal. So I'm just moving everything across till I get in. Excuse me. And then I can see the comments and I can see everything. Woo! Right. I'm just going to pull her out a wee bit. Move her up a wee bit maybe. So can you see her? You see the side clearly? Yeah. Okay. So what we're going to do, first steps of decoupage. As always, it's only Joe's on. Actually, this is what I'm using. So I'm Posh Chalk Stockist, and they've brought out these new brushes. So these are their smoothing brushes. I used one on my Angel when I did the Angel Live. So I'm going to use one of Posh Chalk's. These are especially made for decoupage, to smooth out your decoupage. And I used the little one on the Angel if anyone was live with me that night. And I'm going to use the big one. Look at the size of that. How cool is that? So soft. So that's what I'm using. I don't think you can be a stockist of anything. I don't think you can be a stockist of anything if you haven't tried them. If you don't love the products, then how are you supposed to promote them? So I love Posh Chalk products. I love Posh Chalk pigments. I use them on practically every single piece of furniture I've ever done. And I love Ouija Bend. I use it a lot. And the brushes. So yeah, it just made sense for me to become a stockist because I really believe in Solly Joe and I believe in her products. And it's the same with Mint by Michelle. I've been a Mint stockist for way over a year because again I believe in the products. So Bell clear coat. You can use General Finishes. Any varnish that dries clear, you can use as your glue, as your decoupage medium. So yeah, the great colours, aren't they? Oh, thanks, Georgia. Georgia's away to walk the dogs. And she's saying happy St. Patrick's Day. Thank you. It could actually be the end of the end of me. Right, so that's the glue. The glue, and you need something to put the paper down with. You can also use cling film. So I don't know what do you call cling film in America? Shrink wrap. Is it Sharon? Shrink wrap? So you can use that as well to push out any wrinkles. This is a smooth painted piece, so I would like it smooth. But if I get some texture, I really don't care. So the first step, I wanted to use a different brush to put the glue on. Or we'll just use this brush. Right, well, I'm just going to use this brush. I know it's a smoothing brush, but it's going to get glue on anyway. And I'm going to do, oh, actually I need to measure. I'm going to put her at the bottom, in the middle. I'm painting it off, so I didn't even need glue up there. So I'll start at the bottom. And I'll put the glue on. And then I'm going to mist, not spray, I'm going to mist the back of her. So when you mist the back of your decoupage paper, whether it be rice paper or the mint papers, what it does is it helps to remove any of the harsh folds that are in your paper from the packaging, from being folded in the packet. So that's it on. I'm just going to use the brush to smooth out. And there's glue on the brush, so I'm actually sealing it at the same time as pushing it out, so you can see how lovely that is. Then I will, also a good tip for decoupage is always do a bit at a time. Don't try to do the whole thing. If you try to do the whole thing, you're going to end up in diffs because it'll just get stuck everywhere. So again, another mist, and then with these Posh chalk brushes, look how big it is. A couple of strokes up. And lift this edge and just push the air out. And she is on. Right, she's on, and because I used this and I used glue on it, she is now on, and she is also sealed, all in one fine swoop. Can you see how perfect that is? So these brushes come in two sizes. This is the big one. Look at the size of it. And then the small one. So you may excuse me for leaning over your screen. So this is the smaller one. And this is the big. This is the first time I've used the big one. I used the small one last week when I was doing my angel mirror. So that's pretty cool. And that is fab. That's fab for decoupaging. Brilliant. Right, love it. So I'm going to give this a quick dry off with the heat gun because I want to paint it in. I want to show you the process of mixing your colours and getting the base on this. Now you've seen, so you saw earlier that I had these. So these are Posca pens. Now you can buy watercolor pens from Fleur. Fleur, they're an Italian company who are in the UK. They have a distributor and they have loads of stock. So Fleur do a chalk paint marker, the same as Posca, chalk paint. But I prefer them. These I've been using these for a long time. So I'm going to paint in the background, and then to see these little circles and detail, I'm going to draw them on with the Posca pens when it's dry. So I'm just going to give this a little blast, and then do a little mixology with you. with the paints and show you how to mix up paints to match your paper. Because you don't get, like, you do get a lot of colours, but you can't afford, well, I can't afford money-wise to run out every time I'm using decoupage paper to run out and buy all the colours I need. So a lot of it you need to mix up yourself. And a lot of it is just, you go back to school. So I will go back to school and think about the colour wheel. So I'm going to get one up on the phone. I'll get one up on the phone in a second, and I'll talk you through mixology of paint. So Amber said that she loved the angel mirror. I love the angel mirror. I'm going to keep it. I'm going to keep that angel mirror. It was my mirror that I lifted out of the bathroom. So I'm going to keep her, and what I'm going to do is, I'll just bring you up here because I'm talking to you. So what I'm going to do with the angel mirror is I'm going to put it back in the bathroom, right? But I'm going to paint the whole bathroom like it's a cloudy sky. So the whole bathroom is going to be blue, and there's going to be clouds all over it. And that angel mirror then in the middle of the wall. So I think that would be pretty cool. I have another mirror, look at this. No, so it was going to go with this sort of thing, but I'm not now. I'm going to do this like a neon sunset. So I'm going to have lots of neon paints there. So I'm going to paint that like a beautiful sunset. So I'm trying to dry this just around the edge enough. So I think I just need it dry sort of around the edge. So when I start to paint, I don't lift the paper. You don't want to put a heat gun too close to it because you can't lift it off again. Right. So what I need for this are some chalk paints and a paper plate. And then I'm just going to mix. I'm going to try and mix. There's a beautiful orange there. And there's red. So what I've chosen, you can use any chalk paint, you can use any slum, you can use any chalk paint you have. But I have different reds in the Dixie Belle, and I just so happen to have a Colonel Mustard that's already opened. And I have some of my paintbrushes, and I have a plate. So this is really all you need. I have two different reds and an orange, and I want to mix up. There's a dark orange there. There's a red as well. So can you see her? The light's not really great here. And the light on, hi Michelle, the light on my tripod is floating around near the floor of my tripod. So I'm going to start with a little bit of the Colonel Mustard onto the plate. It's been a while from used this mustard. Should have started. Whoop. Right, so it's a little bit of that, and then I'm going to start mixing in. There's two different reds, so I'm going to start mixing in the reds. And remember, I want to get that dark, like rusty burnt orange. And I'm going to use some of the mineral paint, some of the retro wallpaper. Now, when I paint, right, so here's another top tip. Jesus, I'm full of them tonight. Must be because St. Patrick's Day tomorrow. Here's another top tip that I'm going to give you all. When I paint furniture, oh God, I have to put these back up again. He's looking at my feet. Right, when I paint furniture, there's no rules. So if you hear somebody saying you can't, right, I'm going to chalk paint this bit in. If you hear people saying, oh, you know, I've got this retro wallpaper. It's a lovely orange, but you're using chalk paints and you can't mix them. Load of rubbish. You can mix them. You can mix because they're all going to be top coated with the same top coat, so it's going to have the same finish. So don't listen to people. People are full of rubbish, as I say. So here's my I'm promoting Here's my paint can opener that I forged in my blacksmithing course. Look how good it is. Pop. There you go. So if anybody wants one, just email, just private message me. So I'm also going to put a little tiny bit of red wallpaper on a different plate, right? Because it's orangey. And then I'm going to mix different reds in with both of them and try and get that burnt orange that we're after. So does anybody so Caroline said she mixed paints today. I mix paints all the time. None of us can afford. As I say, if you're using a decoupage paper, you can't afford to run out and buy every color that you need. So if you have a mineral paint and you have a chalk paint, use them. Use them on the same piece. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to mix and match any paint, and don't be afraid to mix and match brands. All brands can be mixed with other brands. Anything that's going to save you money, then I'm up for that, because we just can't afford. So Facebook user says, how cool is that opener? Well done you. Because I'm on StreamYard, if you don't give StreamYard permission to print your name in my comments, I can't see who you are. Hi Jill, hiya. Oh, happy Patrick's Day for tomorrow. Thank you. I'm doing my live tonight because I tell you why, I might not be seen for a week if St. Patrick's Day goes to plan. If it goes the way I want it to go, you mightn't see me for a week. Although I've nothing planned. I've no big plans made. But you know me, somebody says, come on, and I'm away. I'm ready in 5 minutes. I'm going to get up in the morning, right? I'm going to get up tomorrow morning and I'm going to wash my hair and do my makeup and put on my green dress. And then I'm just going to sit there ready. And if somebody messages and says, you want to go out? I'm like, yeah. And I'm out. I'm gone before you can even say, ooh, before you can even say, Patrick, I'll be down the street. So we're just going to take a little bit of our paints. We'll get a clean plate so you can see. We can take a little bit of our paints and we're just going to mix up. So that red, that last red is like a plummy red. So I don't think we're going to get our burnt orange. See, there's definitely a plum in that. So we're getting a dark. You see that? We're getting a dark, but we're not going to get a rust. But again, a little bit more of that red. I'm going to use it. I'm going to use all these colours. So when you're painting in your decoupage, if your colours don't match, start here with your colour that doesn't match and paint it down onto your paper and blend it in, and then it'll look as if your paper started one colour but faded into a different colour. There's another top tip for decoupage. It's not good. So I'm going to now mix the brighter red. So the brighter red I think was barn red. And then I think this red is rusty nail. So they're both from Dixie Belle. So I'm going to do that over this side. Yeah, and you can see it's just a different hue. So you can see it's a different hue. That one definitely went like a rusty orange. Whereas that one went more like, I don't know, like a faded orange. So I'm going to start with this dark one. And I'm going to come down. So this, I want it to be dark here. Pretty dark. So I'm going to come in. I'm going to get the other orange. Can you see? I'm going to go in with the two oranges. And then I'm going to blend them. I'm going to put some yellow straight on to there. A wee bit of yellow straight on to there. And I'm going to blend these from the outside onto my paper. So it looks. So Facebook user says, do you find the colours change as it dries? Yes, the colours change. The colours can go darker or lighter as it dries. And the decoupage paper, right? if you put it onto a white, if I had put this on a white background, this would have been a brighter orange. If I'd have put it onto a black background, it would have been a very, very dark orange. So that's the beauty of decoupage, is that you can use it in so many different ways. You can just you can use it on white if you want the colors to be pure and bright. You can use it on black if you want to have like a more grunge. I'm just going to mix some of this in with our retro wallpaper because I'm going to use a bit of it as well. That's a very pink. One of them reds has a lot of pink in it, and one of them does not. So can you see? These are all mixtures of colors. Right, so what I'm going to do then is get my, so this is just a cling on, right? This is just a cling on 45, so it's not the biggest one. And I hope you can see. Can you all see? I'm putting down another little bit. So I'm going to start here, blending it up and out. So I'm going onto the paper in places. I'm going to take a bit more red. So can you see now how easy it is to get all those multi-tonals going? So I'm going from the darkest, bringing it down into that orange. And then as I come in close, I'm going to bring some yellow. And she's looking, now this is only the first coat, there has to be a few more coats, obviously. But can you see? Hold on, I'm going to move you around a wee bit. I think maybe you can see better if you are this way. So this here needs it darker. And then when this is all dry, so I'm going to come in with some yellow. Come in with some yellow and some of the bright orange. And then when this is all dry, I'm going to get the Posca pens and I'm going to be putting lots of little circles. Now down here is blue, so I'm only going to come down as far as the reds and oranges. So is that super? Oh, thanks, Jill. Jill says I have a good imagination. So as you can see, so isn't this going to be amazing? Hello, Boo. So Facebook user says Boo. So again, because I'm on StreamYard, you need to give StreamYard permission to say your name. If you don't give StreamYard permission, then you're just Boo. You're just Facebook user. Right, so you're going to see why I wanted to do this on the side. So I just need a wee bit of yellow, and I'm lifting both yellows. I'm lifting retro wallpaper, which is an orangey yellow, and I'm lifting the chalk paint. So whoever says you can't mix them is full of rubbish. You can mix any paint. You can even get your acrylic paints if you know your that you used in school, acrylic paints, and you can get you can mix a little bit of your dark red acrylic paint in if you feel that you need more red. If you feel you want brown in there, I probably will put some brown in as well. Hello, Sarah. Oh, hi. Hello, Alison. So Facebook user is Pink Pearls. That's our wonderful Alison. Beautiful Alison. So there's little grey, see the little grey dots? I'm going to put them in after and do some swirls. So there you go. That is sort of the first layer, right? And then down there is going to be blues. I'll get the blue palette out, but I wanted to do that on this side because I love this. I love this wee sideboard. This is the, excuse me, Bella. Sorry, excuse me, Bella. Bella, excuse me. Right, so I love it. And look how fab it is. And the colors are, I wanted to keep the block colors. So I wanted to have the block colors. I have the retro woman in black and white over there. But can you imagine going into somebody's house and seeing that? And then when you come to the side, wow. So that's, you need to have the wow factor. Well, I do for my pieces. Anyway, Bella's just, hello, Bella. Hello, do you want to say hello to everybody? She does. Say hello to everybody. Hello, everybody. My name is Bella and I eat my mummy's shoes. Sometimes I pee in her shoes. Sometimes she has to throw her shoes in the bin. So yeah, and I'll just do for anyone that didn't see at the start. So this is the backboard. And the backboard is, again, the backboard is retro. It's very, very, it's a lovely retro circles. Which is fab, going to be fab. And the lights, excuse me, Bella. So the lights that go inside, I'll show you these now as well. And you can see the one coat of Mint by Michelle grey that I painted. Look how good coverage that is. Now that's on the bare wood. So and it was a red, like a redwood teak. So I am going to give that a second coat of, yeah, so I'm going to give that a second coat of the grey when it dries. And so that is my retro sideboard, and it's done with all Mint by Michelle products. Apart from the Posca pens to draw, but that was only to draw the white lines on. I'll show you the top of it again before I go. So inside so the middle bit obviously is going to be a drinks cabinet. How can I mix something without drinks cabinet? And these are the cool little lights that I buy from this. I get these on Amazon. They're about maybe 20 quid. So you stick them onto the top, onto the ceiling, if you like to call it, the ceiling of the where the drinks cabinet, where the glasses and the bottles are. But these I buy these, and I'm going to tell you why. So they're just a wee puck, but they have remote controls. Look, so you can remote control them to flash. You can remote control them to change colour, to change all different colours. And you could actually have a bloody disco. You could be sitting in your living room with a disco coming out of your Mint by Michelle sideboard. How cool is that? So these are, if anyone wants to know, they are B-A-W-O-O, Bewoo. You get 6 in a packet, and you get 2 remote controls. So they do 2 cabinets. And they're great value for money, and I really, really like them. You just stick them on with little adhesive pads. If you wanted to be more permanent, you could glue them on, but I wouldn't do that. Whoever buys it, if they want to do that, well, they can feel free. But I really like them. I like them because they flash, and I'm simple, and I like the fact that they have remote control, because I think that just makes them posh. I don't know about anybody else, but I think lights with remote controls are posh. So I'm going to remove the, I'm going to set these somewhere where the dog isn't going to walk on them or in them. I'm going to show you the top again, and then we'll call it a night, probably. Right, so here's the top of the sideboard of one wee chip. So you've seen the backboard, and this is the top. So these are all the colours that Michelle sent me. We have yellow, orange, we have retro wallpaper, we have sunbeam or sunburst, is it sunbeam? We have the icy poppy stickle, I can't say that, and we have the grey. So this is the top of the sideboard. And it is pretty funky and cool. Then we have our decoupage number 1, our retro lady in black and white. We painted in here tonight with one coat. This is one coat. You were all here to see it. One coat of the mineral paint in the grey. And look at that green. Look at the icy popsicle green. And then we finished off with a pop of colour on the side with our retro lady in colour, which is going to be fabulous when I finish it. So, as Bugs Bunny would say, that's all, folks. No, it was a wee piggy, wasn't it? So that's all, folks. And have a great St. Patrick's Day. Because you were on my live, you must go out and get very drunk tomorrow. It's law. It's the law. And I will be watching to make sure that nobody is fit for purpose on Friday. So thank you everyone for joining. I really appreciate it. And I'm going to leave there. I will see you all very soon, like next Tuesday. Thanks, Caroline. Thanks, Sarah. Thanks, Amber.